Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of High Risk Podcast, a pro wrestling podcast that's by the fans, for the fans. I'm Matt Sharp, joined by co-host Noah Sharp, and the champion, the High Risk champion, Scott Colley.
Your reigning, defending, undisputed champion.
Oh,
man, that's hard to.
And I have the mascot, the true mascot.
Yeah, we got a lot of cats on this episode. Yeah. This is a little different. It's a little different.
Animal Planet over here.
We got Levi over there at Noah, just fascinated with you. He's just looking up at you.
Yeah.
And Gracie, she's just kind of doing her thing and being manipulated. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna end up having the what's that? The animal Sarah McLaughlin. The ASPCA, is that what it is?
Yeah.
They're gonna be calling and wanting us to go to jail for
we need to put a little asterisk, no animals were harmed in the filming of this podcast.
Yeah, they want to be here.
Yeah. See, she likes me. She wouldn't be sitting here otherwise.
Yeah.
See, they're just doing their own thing. It's awesome.
Okay, guys. So this week in WWE, kind of we're still building up to SummerSlam and everything. I wouldn't really say anything too crazy's gone down. I know today, as we're recording, this is, what's today's date? Thursday the 10th? Is that what today is?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So today is, I believe, 20 years since D-Generation X debuted and started to break all the rules, and we love them for it. Yeah, they're probably one of my favorite, and I'm a wrestling fan, so they're automatically everybody's favorite wrestling trio, tag team, faction, whatever you want to call it. I particularly really like their 2006, 2007 run that they had.
Oh, around there, it sounds about right.
Yeah, that was, maybe it's just because I was more aware of humor and what was going on as opposed to when I was 4, so... definitely really enjoy all their stuff and everything. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But other than that, guys, how's your guys' week's been? We don't really talk a lot other than once a week. So,
I mean, work, wrestling, repeat.
Yeah.
It's been a busy week, but it's Thursday. It's wrestling time. Time to talk about some wrestling. And tomorrow's Friday, so that means the weekend's about here. So I can't complain too much.
The weekend is about here, and your boy starts classes on Monday, and I
was gonna ask you that.
Yeah, grad school semester 2 is coming up, and I'm not looking forward to it. I just want to talk about wrestling all day, every day, and never go to class.
You got an 8 o'clock class?
I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might have Monday off.
What are you complaining about?
I'm thinking my classes
trying to build all this sympathy up.
Yeah, I just want the fans to side with me for once. I feel like they always side with you guys because I just keep the bow, going, and you guys are the ones that actually put the wind in the sails. So
oh no,
I just kind of get it up in the air and then put it back on the ground. But yeah, so feel sorry for me. Classes are starting up. Okay,
no,
so,
not at all.
Yeah.
No,
no tears shed here.
Well, guys, before we get going, I just want to say we are building up to SummerSlam. We got some pretty cool things planned. Me and Noah are going to rendezvous at Scott's place, and we're going to throw together a couple of videos for you guys while we're there. We're going to have a leading up to SummerSlam type thing. We'll throw in some stuff for TakeOver Brooklyn. What is this, Brooklyn 3? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. First defense of my title.
It'll be Scott's first defense of his title over there.
Hopefully there'll be some competition this time.
Well, with how many matches? I think
13.
It'll be interesting.
13 matches, guys. It's a 6-hour day. You guys ready for 6 hours of WWE wrestling?
Well, I mean, I'm somewhat used to it. I'm the one that puts in the 3 hours for Raw every Monday, so I'm a little acclimated, a little bit. And I've been trying to watch SmackDown too. I've been trying to catch it, so
You're a dedicated fan, man.
I'm trying
dedicated.
I'm trying to be.
And do you throw in that extra hour for NXT?
No.
Not always. No.
Not always. Hey. I was just telling Noah though. I was like, Ruby Riott is just my absolute favorite over there.
Oh really?
I can't get enough of her. I would like to marry her, but she's got a dog that she's committed to. So
A dog?
a dog. She's got a dog.
I mean, it's
Like
cool,
there's some competition out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, so be sure that you keep up with this as we get closer to SummerSlam and all that stuff. We're a couple weeks out. I'm looking at my calendar. I got it marked over there. And I say we're gonna we're gonna have quite a few stuff going on. We'll have a reaction video and our thoughts and all that stuff. We'll talk about the title if it changed hands, and then of course all the wrestling stuff that's going to be going on. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I love it, guys. Is there anything we want to talk about in particular, or do we just want to go into? It's been kind of a quiet week, so
just get it going.
Noah's ready to roll. Scott, anything?
Nothing's coming right off my. No.
Nothing's coming out. Okay, we'll go into Raw, the 3 hours that it was, and it was an interesting night for me because I was on call because my boss, as some of our listeners might know, I help out with Cisco Sports Productions. We put together college athletic videos for coaching and basketball stuff like that.
You better be getting paid for
your
this
own plug
advertisement
time
right now. Yeah, jeez.
Well, no, so he was calling, my boss was calling me up anytime he had a problem with the videos, so it ended up being like every couple minutes I'd be going back over to his place and I'd be keeping up with Raw on my phone, and he had a TV going on for me while I was editing. So it was very weird. I was all over the place, and the action seemed like it was all over the place. But overall, not a bad Raw. We started out with Brock Lesnar going out on Miz TV, and he's looking good.
Ain't that 2 weeks in a row now that he's came out and started the show? Right.
Something like that. Yeah.
They're really.
He's at least been on the show. I mean, that's whether it's
finally getting something out of
these
$1 million we're giving him.
Oh yeah.
Vince is giving him. We're not really giving him much anything.
Yeah, we're trying to get the $1 million. So Uncle Vinny, if you're watching, Uncle Vinny, sponsor your boys. Sponsor.
Yeah, sponsor and turn around and defund us.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. That just reminded me. Before we get into Raw, there was, I guess, the NXT Insider. That show is getting canceled now.
That no one even knew was even happening.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't know it was a thing. This is like the first time I'm hearing of it, and first time of me knowing that that's a thing.
Yeah, so we got the pyro that's getting cut out. We got Renee Young, the unfiltered or whatever. I know that's been on the chopping block. That's out. And then, of course, they've limited Scott's favorite show, Talking Smack, to a select number of dates throughout the year. So
comment below if anyone else is upset about this. I've been waiting for my opportunity.
So, okay, anyway, yeah, that was something we should have addressed before. Apologize. So, yeah, NXT Insider, didn't know you were out there, which is probably why nobody was watching you to begin with, which is probably why you're canceled. So, advertise. You got to advertise.
That's weird. Like, this, I don't know. I guess all of the stuff they do, like, I guess the way our editing goes, we just toss it over to Matt and he does it all for free, So why? I mean, I guess Uncle Vinny doesn't have a brother or something to toss his editing woes onto.
No, and for the record, I only do the editing when everything looks good. If anything ever looks bad, I don't know who did it, but it wasn't me. So let's just get that out there. If you don't like the show, it's not my fault. So anyway, yeah, over the Raw. Brock Lesnar goes out there, cleans house. Of course, we had the stipulation to remind you guys, if Brock loses, when Brock loses at SummerSlam, he is leaving the WWE. And of course, we know John Jones. Is that the guy's name?
Yep.
He tells you how much I know about sports outside of wrestling. John Jones is called out or challenged or something like that, issued a challenger statement to Brock Lesnar. So old Brocky might be going over to make the big bucks over in the UFC.
Well, Brock's contract's up after Mania. Going out there.
I can't wait to see him go. I'm so ready. Get the title off of the part-timer.
So the thing is, he's still like advertised for house shows, and Raw's after this. So I feel like just hearing all of that, either they're gonna like do some documentaries or something about Brock where he's not too on the scenes, or he's keeping the belt, and that's a scary thought, honestly. Like man.
It would be crazy to like build it up like, because you have the hype with the John Jones thing and everything, and is Brock gonna stay or is he gonna leave and go do that? And then Paul Heyman coming out and saying that if he loses then he's out. So it would be an interesting, disappointing thing for me, at least, to see Brock win it and stay. If he is, tied in to the business until Mania, I mean, or maybe he can just perform at Mania and go do this fight and then bring him back in at a later time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's there's so much with Brock that is sort of thrown into the air, especially now with the Fatal 4-Way coming up, and just Jones calling him out at this time. It's all very almost sort of coincidental timing.
Mm-hmm. And John Jones has thought about showing up at SummerSlam. So.
Oh, now that could definitely happen. Vince would not miss out on that.
Well, that just makes me wonder. Did he really issue the challenge or the statement to Brock, or was that all part of the plan to build hype for SummerSlam? Now it's like, well, John Jones might show up, be in the crowd, so now you're definitely going to watch it.
What if we we're going to get John Jones and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's happening.
Scott is not thrilled about that.
Put it on the pre-show. No one watches the pre-show.
That would be a good main event for Roadblock.
Ooh.
Okay, moving on through Raw, we got Seth versus Sheamus. Honestly, guys, not a bad match. Sheamus was keeping up with Seth. Wouldn't say he was moving at the same pace, but he's keeping up with him. That was pretty cool to see. Had some shenanigans because you had Cesaro down there. Ultimately, Sheamus is the one that walks away with the win. Seth goes on to try to gang up on what's their tag name? What do we call them? They are the Bar.
Sham.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
what's their couple name? What's their couple name?
Shamzaro.
Shamzaro. That's so much better than the Bar. Anyway, so Rollins, of course, tried to gang up on them, and Dean had told him a week prior, like, look, you put me in that position again where if I don't go up, then I look like a jerk. Then he's not going to be there for him. So, and of course, Rollins gets beat up, and Dean was nowhere to be found.
Real quick on that, to me that is perfect for, like, in today's wrestling society, community, whatever you want to call it, where everybody knows Dean's going to come out there and everyone's chanting for Dean, but he doesn't come out there. To me, that is like the perfect rebellion almost from Vince's side, to not do it. I mean, I know it played into the episode later on, but to me, that's like everyone knows Seth's coming or Dean's going to come out, but then he doesn't come out. To me, that's just, you can just play off that,
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
It's one way to kind of beat the internet wrestling community.
Yeah. And that's one thing that we've talked about is it's kind of hard for us at times to not think about the booking and the way things should go, or it's hard for us to really get into it as fans because we know about this, that, or the other social media. So yeah, to your point, it is nice whenever that they know what you want, and then they don't give you that or whatever. So. Moving on through the night, we had Kurt Angle's son, Jason Jordan. Gosh, he's such a this guy. I'm not impressed, guys. On this thing.
That's not where I thought this was going by the sounds of that.
No, I mean the match was a total squash. He was facing Canada's own Jean-Pierre. Last name is Gaulet.
Who cares?
Frito Olay. It's something like that. So he goes up against him, and it's a total squash. Good, like mat game though. Like this, a lot of this match was on the ground. Nice little grapples and stuff, and of course some suplexes from Jason Jordan. Hits him with that back suplex into a cutter type thing. I love that. or I guess it would be
It's
a
just,
neck breaker. But
yeah,
but yeah, it's just, I mean, to me, like, I want to see him to give him the heat or the push that he needs. If you're gonna go with it, he needs to face somebody that's worth a damn. And to me, Toronto's own Jean-Pierre, whoever, is not what it's gonna take to make Jason Jordan look, like he's Olympic gold, so to speak.
It's crazy because you take all American hero and make him face Canada's own whilst you're there.
Yeah.
Like, that just, it doesn't make any sense. That, like, the crowd turned on them pretty darn fast. So.
Well, and you had made the comment last week, at least I'm pretty sure it was you, that when he walks out, it's really pretty silent. You don't really hear any cheers or boos or anything. And for this week, I really tried to pay close attention to the crowd. And the Canada crowd is all over the place. I mean, chants were not in sync, and it was just
like
crazy.
what Bizarro world is what the commentators call them.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like going there, why do you go there? Why do you go to Toronto? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just crazy on all accounts. But when Jason Jordan walked out, honestly, man, it just sounded like regular crowd noise. Really, nobody getting behind him or booing him or anything.
The worst kind of reaction is no reaction.
And that's what they're getting from him. So I just feel like they need to bill him with somebody who's, I mean, at this point, feed him to Elias and do something with that, I guess. But, I mean, I don't know.
It's one big toss-up.
Yeah. Okay, so then as if the Canada crowd isn't, crazy enough as far as their chants and their opinions on things, and WWE maybe doesn't like to go there, blah blah blah. You got Bayley coming out, and she's addressing the fans, saying that she's gonna come back for them, and she's thanking them, and they boo her, and I loved it. I loved it just because she was so caught off guard, and to me, she made the mistake by acknowledging that they were booing her, and she was like, "I don't know why you're booing me. I'm thanking you." And to me, it's like, why would you break the fourth wall and acknowledge that? Like, why wouldn't you just go out, say what you need to say?
Unless it was actually scripted in her promo, because people have started to boo her lately. It wasn't just this one episode.
Look at Scott over there.
I don't know. I don't think that's. I don't know. It's just too much. Like, it's been a downhill spiral for Bayley. I feel like the boos are. There's a lot of reasons why they're booing, not because of Bayley and who she is, but just the way she's been built, her gimmick. It sucks because it's all behind the scenes stuff and stuff that I'm sure that she doesn't have 100% control on. So it's crazy because whenever Bayley first came in, white hot, everybody loved her, and in NXT, everybody loved her. She was solid in the ring, and the big turning point was like at Extreme Rules, and whenever she was like, "Oh, I don't want to hurt anybody," I was like, "Well, hey, you're wrestling, like, you're gonna hurt somebody. Like, come on, get out of that."
Yeah.
But
to me, this is a prime example of how the writing for a character ruins a character. Because down in NXT, like you said, she came up, she was white hot, everybody loved her. Mm-hmm. But once they started doing like a different story with her, it just killed it. So to me, it's just a prime example of how a character could be super over somewhere, and it's not the character's fault that person, that they're not over anymore. It's the booking, because they've shown they can be as over as they were, but now all of a sudden they're not over. So.
Vince is just, vincing it up.
Definitely vincing it up. Yeah, I just think a lot of it, to what you guys are saying, it's a lot of the writing, and the women's division on Raw has been so just scattered all over the place.
Can't say much more for the SmackDown's women's division right now SmackDown either.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody's kind of struggling as far as that goes, but and maybe it's the talent. I mean, I feel like SmackDown's got the stacked talent as far as the women's stuff goes, and Raw, it's a lot of I mean, I can't say up and comers, I guess, because you got people like Miss Bliss who can go out there and do it. Sasha Banks can go out there and
to
get
me,
it done,
to me, that Raw women's roster is so top heavy. How you've got you have what 3 girls that you could that would arguably be the number 3 or 4, because you got Sasha, Bayley, Alexa, and I mean you could say Nia Jax. You can throw her in there just because of how much TV time she gets. That any 4 of those girls could justify be your number 1. And then you've got the other half of the women's division you don't see for months at a time. Whereas SmackDown, they have, I would say it's not. I mean, it's not as top. It's much more evenly distributed. I mean, Lana's she's pretty green compared to the rest of the girls, but for the most part, they're much more balanced on SmackDown, whereas Raw's just super top heavy with top talent stars.
Yeah, I would agree.
Or at least that's how they book it.
Yeah.
I mean, the crazy thing this time is that you actually got to see all the women on Raw, with the little triple threat setup. I know that.
How long were those matches? Were they pretty short?
I mean, they were decent. They weren't terrible. I would say just a standard amount of time, 8 to 8 minutes maybe.
It was about that.
But, well, speaking of the triple threats, you had Sasha Banks, Alicia Fox, and Emma. Of course, Emma's like, finally, this is my time. Oh, she's walking to the ring. She's yelling because now she doesn't have to date Jason Jordan to get to the top. She's going to go out there and earn it. And she did not. She goes out there and breaks up a little debacle between Alicia and Sasha Banks, finds herself in the bank statement, and taps out. So you got Sasha Banks moving up. I would have liked to seen Alicia Fox go up. I don't know. I mean, Emma, just because it's different. I mean, for the sole purpose of just something different, that would have been great. Emma,
to me,
I love her, but I just don't think it's her time yet. It's just not.
To me, Sasha Banks should have been in that position the whole time. I don't think it ever should have been Bayley.
I would agree with that, but it's still. I don't know. For me, I'm just sort of waiting for people like Emma to get their time. Maybe I don't know about Mickie James anymore. I was excited about her being here, and now it's just I don't know. Your matches here lately haven't been all that good.
Well, to me, it's like they just needed an extra woman on the roster, and they could pick her up for next to nothing, so they did that. Or it was an easy buy for them to get her. But yeah. So in that match, we had Sasha Banks going over. Next up, we had Big Show and Enzo Amore, because Enzo, has to be with the Giant. He can't get anything done on his own. Going up against the Club, and I just don't care about this storyline. You hear all the backstage stuff going with Mr. Enzo, and of course he posted that he weighs 206 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So 205 Live is out the question as long as he keeps that 1 pound on him.
There you go.
Which it amazes me that he's 206, but you look at Tony Nese, who is just stacked like a Greek god, and you're gonna tell me that guy weighs 205 pounds? Get out of here.
I mean, I think they bill Finn Balor's 203 or something like that.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Oh.
I can't wait for.
I wonder what year it was the last time Finn Balor ate a carb.
Probably 96.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a carb since 1996. That dude is just beyond. Oh, I can't say enough good about him. But as far as the Enzo and Big Show stuff goes, I'm over it. I don't care. To me, they should have sent Enzo on his own, doing his own thing, making a name for himself. Instead, they're having him going out, begging and borrowing, trying to get a Giant to be in his corner. And I'm just not buying it. But the Club, they go over, and they were on a losing streak for a while. So a W is a W. All right, speaking of Finn, we got Finn and Bray going out there, guys. I can't get enough of this either. You got the old Undertaker vibe. You got Bray out there talking some trash, and then the lights going crazy. And then this time, Finn appears on the turnbuckle, and Bray breaks out into laughter, and and it's just Oh,
It's great.
Did they bring up the throne match yet?
No.
a throne match.
Yeah, we talked about this last
He
week.
doesn't recall.
Oh my God, man!
I don't remember.
He never listens to me. Never listens to me. Oh my gosh! And he's in charge of this thing. Oh my gosh!
It's crazy, you know. I mean,
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
what ad revenue are you getting, bud?
We deserve a percentage.
My YouTube check in the mail.
I will pay you guys the amount that I think you're worth. So I'll give you both 25 cents whenever I see you. And
Wow.
Okay,
gotta get that heel heat, son.
Well, Noah, looks like you and I are going to start our own podcast
All right, yeah.
with Matt and Noah. Or not Matt. Never mind. Let's continue on. I've already messed up.
The Matt and Noah show. That's
Continue
what
on.
it's gonna be. That's
Continue
what
on.
it's gonna be if
You know
keep it
what,
up.
Matt? You know what, Matt? Who has the belt right now?
Oh man, you know, I don't think we'd work together either on a podcast, Scott. I mean, it's just you got the belt. It's too much.
Well, you guys argue so much. Anyway, jeez. Okay. Anyway, love Finn and Bray. Love them almost as much as I love Scott and Noah, but I don't know who the bigger rivalry is, Finn and Bray or Scott and Noah. Let us know.
Down in the comments below.
Okay, guys, we got Dean Ambrose versus Cesaro. Not a bad match. Really great. We see Cesaro's strength here doing a deadlift, like gut wrench powerbomb thing. Not that Dean's the biggest guy around, but it's still cool to see. And then, of course, you know, some debacle goes on. I love that word, debacle. That's my word today. Debacle goes on after the match. There's some fighting going on. And then we got Seth Rollins and Dean in the ring at the same time. And then at the end of it, Dean extends his fist for a fist bump. And Seth says, "Nah, son, not today. No." It started to remind me of, like, high school dating. Like...
Yeah.
We're friends one day and we hate each other the next, and we break up and we get back together, and it's
You don't like it?
I mean, I like it. It makes for a good story, but it's like Seth was just like literally like a half hour before this was like saying like, "Man, come on, you could have went out there. Come on, man, blah 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 blah." And then like now they team up and he gets what he wants, but he doesn't want it now. To me, just not all on the same. Like maybe waited a week for that, not all on the same night for me. Then I would have bought it.
Because it just I don't like what made Dean just decide like, oh okay.
Because Dean didn't go out there for Seth. So when Dean did need help, Seth does come out here. So I think Dean finally was like, wow, this guy really does have my back. You know, he has my back. You know, I'm gonna have his back from now on. Even though I didn't go out there for him, but he came out there for me. Man, maybe this really does mean he's turned over a new leaf.
He had his back before, like when Miz and the Miztourage was.
Yeah,
doing
but it's
some
the
stuff
fact that when Dean did not go out there, and then Seth does go out there after Dean already did not go out there. So that showed to Dean, even though Dean didn't have Seth's back, Seth has Dean's back.
This all better lead to a Dean heel turn. That's all I'm saying.
It's gonna lead to the half of the Shield reunion, or 2/3 of the Shield reunion winning the tag team belts.
Nobody
I'm
wants
calling
that.
it.
Nobody
I'm calling
wants
it.
that.
I want it. I think it'd be cool.
It just depends on how.
Would you rather have them or Sheamus and Cesaro?
The last time we had talked about this, like they get the belts.
Notice he didn't answer my question.
I was talking over. I didn't hear it. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But no, just as soon as they win the belts, if they do, Dean's got to turn. Just to give him a little bit of that good old fanfare, and make him pay for it. But your question,
cool.
Scott.
And then they can relinquish the belts, and then they can have a tag team tournament. Reset the tag team division. Well, what I've heard is that they're planning on doing another superstar shakeup. So to me, that they could do that and kind of reset the tag team division, because the tag team division to me is another top-loaded thing to have on Raw, where you've got well, really, even the tag team division on Raw isn't even that stacked. But you've got the Hardy Boys, are probably your number one tag team, and they're probably going to be relegated to the pre-show. That's really about it. Everyone else, I mean, Sheamus and Cesaro are, I mean, they're champs right now. But anyway, and if you got Dean and Seth as in your tag team there, then I mean that's your top level, and then you got the club beneath them. Who else is even on? Well, the Revival or who even? Apparently, a guy got hurt again. Scott Dawson tore his bicep. Oh, that's sad. I mean,
Looking
those guys
like a
can't.
liability.
They cannot catch a break right now. So. Anyway, they could do that, and then if they need to, bring up a couple tag teams from NXT or something like that, and kind of reset the tag team division and or when they do the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, go ahead and throw some Raw tag teams in there and make that for the Raw tag team belts. Like I said, it kind of resets the top 4 or the top 4 or 8 teams. I mean, I would say 4 because 8's a little much. Like your top 4 teams from that tournament can go to Raw. And then whoever doesn't goes to NXT, dude. Book it.
just book it. Do it.
That's great. That sounds great to me. I love it. That sounds awesome.
Cool. I think
it puts it puts a little bit of pressure on the teams. It's like the club, they might go out and then they go down to NXT. They just start dominating in NXT again, and then when they start, and they come back up. In like 6 months after they dominated the NXT roster,
It's weird because it just sounds like going back down to NXT is a bad thing. Like whenever you hear like rumors of this person might get sent back down to NXT.
Another thing with this
sounds good.
Well, the Superstar Shakeup, like I was saying, this new one is they're gonna do it where they send some people to NXT too. So I think they're trying to push NXT more as that third brand than that developmental territory. They're trying to. How's that weird? How's that weird?
It's just gonna take some time for me to not think of NXT
like this
as
decade's ECW.
Oh, that's...
And the fact that it's a third brand and you've got other people in a third brand, not ECW, and the fact that it's ECW, but just the third brand.
I don't know, because just for me...
Noah just doesn't like ideas if it's somebody else's ideas. I've decided that.
No,
he doesn't like anybody else's ideas.
I like your little tag team thing. I like that. So bam, we disprove that right in the episode. But, no, so...
he knows when you're lying, and he doesn't want to be near a liar.
It's just... Because, you always, main roster is SmackDown and Raw. Main roster, like that is it. So just say all right, you're going from the main roster down to NXT or over to NXT. Just kind of
Would you rather be Dolph Ziggler on the main roster, not on SmackDown Live working house shows on the weekend? Or would you rather go down on NXT and actually get some TV time on a weekly basis?
It depends. I'd rather go to Japan, but that's
that wasn't what God. Man, what happened after the tag teams?
Well, I want to throw this out there. As far as the Seth and Dean thing goes, would we be cool with... I think I would like to see it as them being a tag team that doesn't get along, and they're kind of stuck with each other. So they don't walk out together. They walk out separate. Speaking of walking out...
Like Sheamus and Cesaro did when they first got together.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess they didn't like each other whenever they first got together.
Yeah, because they did that best of 7.
Yeah, I wouldn't have them be friends at all, though, ever. I would just have them not like each other, but they have to work together. They can fight after every match if they want, but, I don't know. But I like what you said about resetting the tag team division and everything. I think that would be something cool to watch and, send Noah off to Japan.
Fun. I'm okay with that.
All right. Okay, now hang on.
Okay, speaking of Seth and walking out, what did you guys think of his music? That little "Burn It Down" part that's in his music.
Oh, he's got new music.
Well, it's the same song, just in that little gap or whatever. Whenever it first starts to kick on or whatever.
Like whenever whenever the lights black out.
Yeah, there's a guy that's like, "Burn it down," and then his music hits.
I hope that's not how it sounds.
It's exactly how it sounds. It's exactly how it sounds.
I'll have to Google
It's
it.
cool. You say that. The first time I heard it, I didn't like it. But then the second time, I was like, all right, yeah, this is nice. It like the way the guy says it is just so weird. Like he literally yells just
like that.
just something like that, you know. And I don't know. I guess I just don't like. It's sort of high pitched. They're not.
Well,
It's not deep enough for me. I don't know, but I listen to a lot of metal music.
No one listens to that.
Oh jeez, something
So
like that, I guess.
You need like a burn it down, like burn it down.
This is just weird. No, this I don't know how to react.
I will stick to podcasting. Okay, moving on.
Anyway, no, I didn't get to say my comment.
You didn't hear the song.
Well, I was gonna say I've never been a big fan of Seth's music in the first place. It's just not my favorite entrance music. So
Did you ever hear the version of it with like the actual lyrics to it, like somebody singing to it?
No.
Noah, what's that called? Do you know what it's called?
It's by Down Straight, and so it's just called Redesign, Rebuild, Reclaim.
So there you go. You can check that out. I don't really like it. I like it like less with the lyrics than I do it all. So okay, moving on. Go ahead, Noah. Sorry.
I just said it would be like a good pay-per-view thing, like for Mania.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you like have the actual band there, like performing as he's going? Yeah. Okay.
We haven't had a live band performance for an entrance in a while. I can't think of the last band who went out and performed for somebody.
WrestleMania 30 when Randy Orton came out with the championships.
Oh, was it that?
Pretty sure it was.
Like, well, I mean,
Suck it, Noah.
Well, technically, if you count Shinsuke Nakamura and his little violinist going out.
That wasn't a band, though.
Yeah, that was a violin player.
Yeah, a violin.
Anyway.
You had Snoop Dogg come out with Sasha Banks. Is that a band?
He is a singer, you know. Singer who's a part of a group with people who make beats, and I think I'll just stick to podcasting, you know.
All right, moving on. We got the second women's triple threat match of the night. We got Mickie James, Nia Jax going up against Dana. All of them going at it. And, of course, Nia Jax cleans house. And you guys remember how people are saying that, like, Nia is dangerous in the ring and she hurts people? She damn near decapitated Dana Brooke. Like,
she separated Bayley's shoulder last week.
I know, but this week she almost decapitated somebody. That's worse.
She almost decapitated Charlotte, too, so...
You have to go back and look at this. Like, it is just...
I don't really want to.
No,
to be honest. No, thank you.
I didn't know if it was, like, going to be a clothesline over the top rope, because, like, Dana was kind of by the rope, but then, like, Nia went and just, like, not even, like down here where a clothesline should be. It was, like, on the top of the head, kind of, and it was just, I mean, it like, whipped her right into the canvas. It was just pretty nasty. It was cool.
It was cool, yeah. Probably
I was kind of hoping. See, I was thinking, what if this is a prime opportunity? Because I hear Paige has passed, or she should be allowed back in wrestling relatively soon. I was like, I wonder if they'll bring Paige back. No, they did not.
I'm not ready for Paige back yet. I don't know.
She's been gone for over a year.
I don't know if I've forgiven her. I feel like she. When you turn your back on the fans for a boy, it's like, and not even a good one at that. I don't know. I could talk.
She's been hurt for an hour or for a year though.
I know, but I just feel like even if she wasn't, I feel like she would still like do whatever she could do to be with Mr. Alberto Del Rio Patron Alberts, whatever his name is. I don't know. I mean, that's my personal thing about it.
In more important news, she is not on this next season of Total Divas. So I think that really shows what's happening.
Yeah. Next.
Man, just saying. No respect. No respect.
Okay, so Nia goes over. So guys, is it Nia's time, or is
I hope not.
Or is Sasha gonna take the strap at SummerSlam?
I don't know about that. I just hope it's not Nia at
It'll
SummerSlam.
be a bigger pop for Sasha to win it than it would be for Nia. I don't agree with it, but
So you'd rather have somebody who's gonna decapitate somebody as your champion?
I want somebody different.
That's the thing. Like I just, if it was Mickie James, if it was Emma, if it was the worst women's wrestler in the world, I'd probably be like, all right, just give it to him, because it's been the same people. It's just been annoying, and you don't want the women's division to come out of obscurity in the spotlight and then just naturally fade back into obscurity because they aren't doing anything special. They aren't doing anything important except for the same old thing. And they need to do something to just sort of give them that shot in the leg. And Sasha winning the belt's not going to do it. She's a good transition champion for whoever in the future.
Guys, this is Asuka's time. She comes up in the middle of this match and just wrecks.
I want Asuka to be a free agent and win both the Raw Women's and SmackDown Women's Championship. Book it.
That'd be dope. With Paul Heyman, anything is possible.
Anyway, I understand wanting somebody different, but to me, there's a line when somebody is like hurting people or getting close to hurting people. To me, that's a problem.
I think that give her the match for SummerSlam, have her turn around and lose it on Raw. Just, I don't know.
What's the point of giving her the belt then if she turns around and loses it?
What was the point of giving Zack Ryder the belt at WrestleMania?
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that either. I don't understand. Like, whenever AJ lost the belt to Kevin Owens at that last pay-per-view and then turned around and won it back on Tuesday, I don't like it. I don't like your quick... I can understand, like, a couple-month turnaround, but I don't like the same-week turnarounds.
I don't know. It's... Again, well, she's dangerous, but they haven't deemed her so dangerous enough to where they aren't giving her matches or anything like that. So until Uncle Vinny pulls her out, then if he's got faith, I've got some sort of faith, I guess. So until Vince is like, yeah, she's definitely too dangerous, we gotta take her out. She's still in.
Gracie, what do you think?
You have any comments?
You want another one? Rebel, get up here.
Nah, she don't care.
My
he don't
boy.
care.
No, he just went ahead and laid down.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Gracie will have picks for SummerSlam, guys. She is going to have. That's a lot of treats, Gracie. You're gonna get fat over the weekend.
Oh my God, you're right.
Just realize 13 matches. Jeez.
Oh my gosh,
All right, we'll figure it out.
She's gonna love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up Raw really fast. Last match of the night proves that you can be TVPG and still do cool stuff. This last man standing between Roman and Braun was, all things considered, TVPG. It's not a pay-per-view match. It was still a good match. Had me on the edge of my seat. And then we got Roman doing that nasty spear running down the ramp and just giving it all to Braun right there. That was a nice spear. I'm not a fan of Roman a lot of the times, but I'll give him that one. That was looking good. And then you got Samoa Joe coming up, wrapping up Roman from over the barricade, wraps him up, then gets over the barricade and keeps wrapping him up and then puts him to sleep. And then Braun, at the count of 8, shoots to his feet. I've never seen anybody that size move that fast. I mean, he shot to his feet.
What's your take on the backlash of the fact that the referee restarted the count? Did you hear about this?
Yeah. I feel like it.
So we'll set it up for
sense.
the fans that didn't see it. So what happened was Roman is almost up to his feet, and that's when Samoa Joe comes up behind him, and the ref's at like a count of 6 or 7 or something like that. So then Joe puts him in the clutch, and the ref stops his count. So whenever Joe's done, he drops Roman to the ground, and the ref restarts the count.
While Braun is still laid out.
Yeah. Braun's still down.
I can see why there's dispute over it and everything. It's not like there's no disqualification, so it shouldn't matter if somebody
Roman ate a chair for dinner that night.
Oh yeah, an office chair coming in at 90 miles an hour. That was yeah.
Thing.
Braun is just jacked. Like to get that much speed behind that chair, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, I feel like with that, it's not like there's any DQ. So to me, the ref, restarting the count at that point doesn't make sense to me. It shouldn't matter as long as Roman is on his feet in some way. I'll give Roman that. I can understand why people feel that way, but more importantly, Braun won, and it's hard to look past that. So,
yeah.
Thank you, Braun Chance, for going strong that night. That's all I got to say. That's the one chant I did make out.
All right, well then, SmackDown in all of its loveliness.
Look at Noah transitioning gears there.
I was actually a really big fan of the SmackDown. I watched it all the way through whilst I was working out, and it was pretty peak for me. I liked it.
It was good.
It was fun. Talk about it, Scott. Let's talk about it.
I thought last week. I mean, this week's was good, but I like that last week's was better in my opinion. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, so we start off with John Cena, big surprise, hey! So I guess last week after SmackDown Live, Baron Corbin comes out after the John Cena Nakamura match and tries to wreck everybody. Well, John Cena puts him through a table. So John Cena versus Baron Corbin at SummerSlam.
Should be
shoehorn that one in.
Is it a tables match?
It's a I don't care match.
It should be.
Ooh. Man.
No, I mean, it's one of these things that...
Don't get hot. We got cooling off. Don't get hot.
It's one of those things to me where they needed John Cena on the card, and here's a situation to get some type of match. But when they try to bill SummerSlam as a second biggest pay-per-view of the year, I want a WrestleMania build to it. I don't want this, it's 2 weeks out, John Cena doesn't have a match, give him Baron Corbin. Or Rusev and Randy Orton don't have a match, put them together. I want that WrestleMania build where all these stories come to a head at SummerSlam,
That's just how it is, man. That's that good old WWE.
I think they see the SummerSlam at WrestleMania level, so they make it 6 hours, but they don't put the same amount of effort to the build-up to me. Like, if you really want to do it, throw up the SummerSlam sign up there. You know where they put the WrestleMania slam? Or the WrestleMania sign?
My thing is, the big test here would be pyro or no pyro. That's the one. That's the big test right there.
Brock don't get pyro. No one gets pyro.
Ooh. Okay.
So, trying to think what else happened. So I know there was Shane McMahon comes out and AJ Styles and Kevin Owens come out and they did their little segment because Shane is the guest referee. So Kevin kept showing up things of how Shane screwed people in the past, which nice touch by Kevin Owens. It's hilarious.
Big roast session.
Yeah.
It was hilarious to me that Kevin Owens can get heat in Canada when he's from Canada. It just cracks me up.
Awesome. Why don't we go over to the States in a city that matters?
But no, it was a good segment. Yeah, it was good. It was a good build-up. I liked it. It kind of added on the SmackDown side, that match to me is the biggest match on the SmackDown side. Is AJ versus Kevin for the U.S. Championship, which is great because we've talked about the secondary titles needing a little boost. So the U.S. title is definitely getting up there. To me, almost at the cost of the WWE Championship, though, because the U.S. title is coming up here, but that WWE Championship is just dropping.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it. Oh God, there goes Rebel. If I don't know, I don't think I completely buy Nakamura being champ. It's cool that he's in this position, but I would have rather him feuded with somebody else. I don't know who, just because. Honestly, Nakamura is weird to build for if he's not wrestling or not feeling like with a John Cena or an AJ Styles or like a really big name, just because he is that caliber of a performer and wrestler that he deserves to be, in these big feuds. But I think that hopefully, if Nakamura wins, this would be a great segue into AJ and Nakamura. With maybe a Nakamura heel turn, I'd be in love with that. But it's just
has Nakamura ever really been a heel?
In New Japan, yeah.
Was he a good heel?
He was a great heel, yeah. Everybody loved him. They love to hate him. Kind of like Kevin Owens. But
I forgot.
I don't hate him.
Baron Corbin is a dumpster fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Another big note to me is we had the Randy Orton Jinder Mahal blow-off match, the grudge match, not for the title, without the Singh brothers because they're hurt, and Randy Orton wins.
So there are two examples of really weird booking on this episode. This match, and then to segue into the women's, Naomi losing to Carmella. When that's just weird. Like, when was it like Carmella has not won a lot of matches.
With the help of James Ellsworth, though, you can't forget that.
Yeah, with the help of James Ellsworth, but it's just...
That's the only way she's winning matches, with James Ellsworth. So to me, it's not any different.
I don't know. I just...
What do you mean?
Like,
I don't understand how every thought I have, you have the complete opposite. It never fails.
That's not the case,
I do
guys.
not understand it.
Jeez, no. It's just...
Anyway, on this Randy Orton Jinder Mahal match, the way I saw it, we'll come back to the women's. We'll come back, I promise. I just have a thought. I want to get it out. So when I thought this, I saw this grudge match, and I thought there was only two outcomes. Either Randy's going to win clean for all the crap he's put up with for the past 3 months, or Rusev's going to come out in the middle of the match and cause a DQ.
I was expecting that.
So Randy wins, and then Rusev comes out afterwards when Randy's walking backstage and hits him. So
to me, this match should have happened last week. Like, why not have this be their blow-off or something, and then start the Rusev stuff this week? It just doesn't make sense to have Randy kind of shift gears.
They didn't have anything for Randy to do last week.
Well, yeah, shift gears last week, and then this week, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do, but I don't know if I just don't like it. But I don't have to like it. I'm just a fan that pays my $9.99 a month.
Yeah, loser.
What do we know? All right.
Just good on
you too.
The wrestling channel.
All right, so going back to the women's division, James Ellsworth is back.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
Back to the women's division. James Ellsworth.
You know, I didn't really think about that when I said that. But...
He was an eligible winner of the Money in the Bank match then. It all is okay.
It is starting to come together now.
Ellsworth is not a man. You heard it first.
So, yeah, Carmella wins. I don't know. They've built Carmella up more than they have Natalya, and it kind of lets me down.
Yeah.
My girl deserves more than that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But I'm on it. Like I said, I told you a few weeks ago after Battleground, Carmella's probably cashing in at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Unless they're building up Carmella to cash in, and she doesn't, and Baron Corbin comes in and cashes in. Somebody's cashing in this week. Man, to me, that's a waste. I would only do one. So,
I'm sorry. It was a thought I was having. I was driving somewhere, and it was like, so the rules for last year's Money in the Bank were like, no, you win and you get to keep it until like a year, the next Money in the Bank, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
The case is still the same, right? Like, that's still the same thing. You get it for a year, no more, no less. Right?
No, I hate to break it to you, but they do have storylines written out, so it's not necessarily like they have rules they have to follow.
I hate this. I need standards, dang it.
So, yes, technically they have till the following Money in the Bank, because we know that it's not WrestleMania because Dolph Ziggler's cashed in the day after WrestleMania. So, yeah.
See.
All right, so the other women's match we had was Charlotte versus Lana, and was a good match. I mean, the story of it was good. I loved it. It was great. Lana just got destroyed by Charlotte, and
I wish that
great.
sunset flip. I wish that sunset flip was done the opposite direction, because old girl had a wardrobe malfunction, and I mean we were.
Noah, quit your texting. This is a podcast.
It's mom.
Busted.
We're talking about Charlotte's bare bottom being on TV almost.
Nobody cares about that.
Matt, we are a respectable podcast.
Yeah, respectful podcast. You loser, you're taking us under the ringer.
They did it. I'm just acknowledging the fact that they did it. Blame Lana, not me. She's the one that don't know how to grab hips and grab pants.
So, anyway, yeah, and then I'm just curious how Lana's going. Like, I didn't like how they tore Lana down, but to me, they can correct it by how they build her back up.
Yeah.
So right now, they haven't started building her back up yet, but I'm liking what they're doing so far.
Mm-hmm.
I still am surprised that Charlotte's not going to be on the SummerSlam card.
Yeah.
At least at this point, unless they throw something together next week. But yeah.
I mean, the IC Championship most likely is probably not going to be on the card either.
True. So, any other thoughts on Charlotte, Lana?
Oh
No.
my gosh, you guys just got flashed. Awesome. Thank you, Levi. That was awesome.
The other thing to note was the Usos took on the Canadian hometown favorite Sami Zayn, Ty Dillinger.
Oh yeah.
And the Usos win. So
How do you feel about Sammy's new shirt?
I don't hate it, so that's a plus.
Are you gonna buy it?
No. I mean, I like it. I just
okay.
It's fine. Fine. Yeah, that's really your main points on SmackDown.
Cool.
Dumpster fire. That's somebody. That's John Cena is great at improv. You cannot deny it.
He's like, it says it on that sign.
Right there, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's it for SmackDown, huh? That's it? That's all she wrote?
I mean, for the most part, yeah, since you took
Fast
forever
and
going
Furious,
through
I
Raw.
guess.
Sorry, jeez.
I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, we did have that. Fandango's back. Called it last week. Told you Fandango was coming back last week.
Yeah, we still just don't know who's... I don't think they're ever going to reveal who it is. I feel like they just sort of ripped themselves into a corner, and now they're trying to, avoid revealing any tag teams or anything, at least until maybe after SummerSlam, if they do, a Superstar shakeup. But other than that, I mean, yeah, Dango's back.
What if it's the Rock and Roll Express?
That'd be dope. I'd be fine for that, a little one-off stint. Okay.
Yeah. Or you just get the Rockers and bring back Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels.
What about the Rock'em Sock'em Connection?
Ooh, that's a good one. What if? Because they've been talking about, is it Hulk Hogan's time? What if it's the NWO?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, that would be wild. I'd hate it, but that would be wild.
He's really freaking out.
How do you feel about The Rock changing up his bull tattoo on his arm? He's adding a little extra tattoo to that arm.
Yeah.
Has he released it yet?
I don't know
what it looks like.
I saw the video of him in the chair talking about how it's been a symbol that's meant so much to him and everybody else, and as he's evolved, he feels like the bull needs to evolve too. Which, as a fan, it's like, no, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But he's a human being, and it's his body. So, I mean, if he wants to make changes to it, then, I mean, it's his tattoo. It's his arm. He's going to look jacked either way. So,
No, I don't think he's released it yet. So, alrighty.
Okay, Noah. NXT, New Japan. Anything going on over there? NXT
Have you caught up yet on the G1?
I have not. I've had some interesting banking issues where I have not actually gone through and opened my account to do such a purchase.
Why don't you tell them about it, Noah? Why don't you tell our fans that you got jacked?
Yeah, some random Joe Schmoes got a hold of my debit card information and spent $150 worth of Call of Duty points.
Didn't even buy anything good with it. It just
Yeah, right. It's a bunch of trash. But yeah, so that was my issue. But it's being resolved as we speak, and hopefully we'll use that money to invest for our New Japan monthly subscription, New Japan World, NewJapanWorld.com. Use Google Translate to look it up. There you go.
Or learn Japanese, whichever one you have time for.
Yeah, But
real quick, since we're talking about New Japan, so this week's episode of I don't know, the last episode that the Young Bucks put up of Being the Elite. Have you guys watched it?
I love it.
It's called Misconnections, but they were in the same city as when WWE was in Toronto. It's hilarious. He's like, oh, I really hope we see some of our old friends. And like in the background, there's like 3 different. I'm not gonna give away who's all in it, but you just watch the background of it, and there's like 3 different WWE superstars. It's pretty funny. You got Matt. You got.
I'll be sure. I'll be sure to go look. Do they like? Well, I guess I don't ask. I want to go back and watch it then.
Yeah, just go watch it, guys. Being the Elite, Misconnections is the episode called. Oh, it's pretty funny.
Is that only on New
It's on
Japan?
YouTube.
Oh,
it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, that's their YouTube channel.
But
And they were at 100,000 subscribers. So like 2 or 3 episodes ago, they released the DM. If anyone knows what that means.
The DM. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Matt doesn't know what that means, dude.
No, I don't.
God, Matt!
Don't try it. But
You gotta watch it because they have like a whole story going for like 20 episodes. It's pretty funny.
So with New Japan, still more G1 tournament action. Kenny Omega now is at the head of his block, and
Sure about that?
at least the last I read, it's been a while, but the last I read,
He is 6-1-1 or 6-2, and then Okada's 6-1-1.
oh, so I mean, it's still a pretty good build for whenever they're.
Well, that's the last match of their block is Okada Omega. So whoever wins that match wins the block.
Hmm?
I don't even watch it knowing I know that. Come on, man.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much it with New Japan. Because I have not been following up on it as much, but again, just still more tournament action. The highlights that I've seen from them, the matches are great. Something really funny that like I've known, but has been oh God, he's gonna pull my headphones off. Really accentuated is Tama Tonga. Whenever he wrestles, he's really vulgar. He likes to yell and cuss and say really profane things as he wrestles. So now on all of his matches, I've been keeping an ear out to just count how many curse words I can count in one match. And last time I got to 16. So, yeah, and he's not quiet either. So it's pretty easy to pick out. But no, just some nice little nuances over there. But no, just great matches still keep going along. I know that some tournament hopefuls have, really become a no chance at this point. Yuji Nagata, one of the first New Japan matches I saw was with him. Really cool guy. He's kind of old, but still wrestling like a champ, So that's pretty cool. But great matches. The last one I saw was I think his name was like Tori Yano, maybe, or maybe it's just like Yano, but it's their like comedic character or something. And wrestled with Kazuchika Okada, and it's almost like a sort of what is it, the Miz and Dean match at Extreme Rules, where they don't want to break the rules,
Yeah.
So that was a really cool match to watch. But other than that, not too much. I didn't watch NXT either, so yeah, somebody else, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to it.
I mean, I read up on it just a little bit. It's just a lot of build still. We're building up to Brooklyn and everything. Who's going to be the one to take Asuka's title? Is there going to be somebody to take Asuka's title? Building up to Drew McIntyre and Bobby Roode, which, I mean, I guess that'll be a good match. I've not seen enough of Drew McIntyre to know how I feel about that. I feel like it's a lot of similar styles. and those kind of matches kind of worry me. They can be kind of stagnant, I feel like. But
We'll find out next Saturday. Takeover Brooklyn 3. Back to Brooklyn. Or I don't know what they're calling it nowadays.
Oh, man, okay.
back to Brooklyn.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Scott, you're on it, man. You're on it with these little catchphrases.
I mean, I am the champ, so.
And he just ruined it. Okay.
You set me up, Noah, and I'm just knocking them out of the park today.
You know what? Because of that, you just, Levi, get over here. You get the butt.
Oh my god.
Now they're definitely going to call us. Now the ASPC double PA, Sarah McLaughlin, whatever, they're going to be calling. Okay, guys. Anything else we want to add? Anything else we want to say?
I think this title speaks for itself.
I cannot wait until you lose it.
Not likely, Matt. Not likely.
You will be but a decimal of a man.
The only person that's going to be allowed to beat me is Gracie. And I've got a feeling she's going to have a better record at SummerSlam than the rest of us. So,
Gosh, we need to make Gracie a little bell for if she does win. That'd be crazy. Any
I might
spare
look
card
into it. I'll look into it.
I mean, not cardboard, leather, and gold, and, you know, all the real jewels we used.
All right, guys. Anything else? Any final thoughts? Final comments? A little bit of trash talk if you got any left in you.
Scott is a wank pheasant. Just end it there.
A wank pheasant?
Wank pheasant, yep.
I don't.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of High Risk Podcast. Of course, you can find us on Facebook at High Risk Podcast. I can't even remember the rest of them. High Risk Podcast.
That's why.
Comment below.
That is the reason we keep Matt around. We have learned that.
See, like I'm saying, I just get us in the air, y'all take over, then I bring us back down and put us on the ground. So. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching this week's episode of High Risk. As Noah said, be sure to check us out on all of our social media. I'll fill you in since he was unable to remember what those are. Over on Twitter, at High Risk Podcast. Over on Facebook, it's just High Risk. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the share button. Tweet us, all that good stuff. And then, of course, check us out right here on YouTube, High Risk Podcasts. Feel free to go
Don't forget to comment below if you have any input on this week's episode.
Yeah, let us know how you did. Join the conversation. Let us know what you think. Gawk over our title. Don't get used to seeing
Over our title? Please, Matt. It is my title.
Don't get used to seeing it on Scott's part of the screen. It's soon going to be making its way my way. So, yeah.
Unlikely.
Thanks for watching this week's, guys. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your support. And remember, always tuck your chin.